Hey guys, I'm here to get into a film called In Vanda's Room, which was directed by Pedro Costa in the year 2000. This is a masterful depiction of addiction, which kind of hit me like on a completely different note than a film like Requiem for a Dream for the same year. I feel like In Vanda's Room is very much about just intimate moments in home of characters just kind of living deeply in just depths of like obsession and just kind of like feeling a sense of wallow in depths of obsession and just feeling maybe warmth even in depths of like what could easily seem like a prisoner of relief, you could say, in a lot of ways. And this is just a film that just masterfully depicts what repetitious cycles, sort of like delusional patterns, you could say. And it's really in the moment depiction in many ways. And I feel like it's really just one of my all-time favorite depictions of just kind of living in an intense sense of isolation and kind of always on the verge of an intense existential crisis, you could say. Always being in a state where everything is very overwhelming and it just seems like sadness is what appears to be the ultimate exterior state, although more than if you just dig in a certain way kind of thing. And the G-style breathing is just what's most important in life. Just breathing everything seems like it's too overwhelming or too much, just kind of acquire balance. I think that's one of the most important art kind of directs itself to, is acquiring balance and intense depths of addiction in any sort of way. I just love about Pedro Costa. This is the only film, product of his I've seen of his, but I absolutely love this film from start to finish. And it just exists as a perfect kind of depiction of life and in a sense of intense isolation and maybe like a person's rawest, most pure essence. And maybe feeling like an elephant in a room, but all the same being that elephant is kind of what gets this guy, this person, like to an okay place too with his, as long as he's just not functioning on a balanced level and not just wallowing in addiction, but rather like making dreaming of a healthy and successful future within that. I'm really having a genuine sense of happiness in reality, not one that's completely distorted with delusion. This is what it is to kind of live in the intense depths of a dream. And a lot of it does really dark stuff like Requiem for a Dream, which is the same year by Darren Aronofsky. That's another one that's just insanely intense. This one too just has perfect texture to it. This is like a more subtle take on it in a lot of ways. Similar kind of influence. It kind of gets to a lot of similar places with just feeling like a lot of just sensual moments in between, a lot of lower like long takes. This is an entirely unique sort of expressionism of addiction, and I was one of the greatest, most powerful, effective I've ever seen. So this is strongly recommended if you're interested in something that just feels hyper close up. I certainly am obsessed with that. That's what it goes with film. It's like there's depths of obsession that go with like especially the editing process, particularly. I find so I think that this, in a lot of ways, it looks right at the dark depths of all about those obsessive tendencies. It just explores it for what it is, and so really, it's just completely masterful at doing it perfectly.